around the world.
Let me say,
The next day it was a joke.
It was a joke. I think there is a Jackson component. I think there is...
You can say that.
Okay, I just did.
You can say it.
I did. I think it was exaggerated, and I think that the Jackson connection was part of the reason it was exaggerated.
Thank you, Earl.
So as you go forward in this record, what are we going to expect? I mean, they're going to hear this on the radio, and then people are going to send in their money, and it's going to go to these kids in the Indian Ocean region?
I would like that very much. Very much.
Now tell me how that act of largesse, that compassion, will make you feel. How do you know, sometimes I think I feel better giving than receiving. I think it really is true.
It is true.
In my life.
Of course it's
explain
true.
the mechanics of that in your own life.
It's just the idea. I don't know if it's the psychology of it or what. I just love working hard on something, putting it together, sweating over it, and then sharing it with people and having them love it. And I always pray that they like it. And that's what gives me great satisfaction as an artist.
Does it frustrate you professionally or personally when people say that this Jackson project flopped or that happened? Your #1 compilation, for instance, 7.5 million copies. Now I think that's quadruple platinum or whatever it is that you label it, and yet the characterization by some in the music business at least is that you're not, well, you know, you're not, that it wasn't a hit. How do you feel about that?
#1, I don't know which project you're talking about, but the
compilation, the last one. It was
compilation is it's a huge success.
7.5 million.
Yes, and that's that.
But how come that's not the headline? It's a huge success.
Exactly.
Why is the headline?
Because negative news, sensationalism seems to sell more than wonderful, positive news, and people rather hear gossip, I think, sometimes, than the truth. And my last 8 albums have all entered the charts at #1, and so people like to sensationalize things and make up stories and rumors, and sometimes...
Does it hurt your feelings? People want to scream out and say, hey, wait a second, check the numbers.
It's a commonology in mankind that I don't like, that part of it, that kind of, you know, envy. But then there's a beautiful side to mankind too, isn't it?
But not to Eminem. We've spoken about it. I think that you should. Why not?
Speak about what? About
Eminem and this disrespect that he showed you. Under said that he was piling on, and how really rude it was for someone who made his money from the community, as Eminem has, to now diss the community in a sense, and a racist, and I've said it, very bold-faced, bigoted kind of presentation. Tell us how that hurt you and how you're feeling about it now.
I've never met Mr. Eminem, and to have him, I've always admired him, and to have him do something like that was pretty painful as an artist to another artist. And it's sad because, well, I think what Stevie Wonder said is true, and I just don't want to say too much more than that. But he should be ashamed of himself, what he's doing. Stevie said he's bull***, is what he said.
Stevie did, and
he used the word.
He is bull***.
That's what he said. I mean, I'm not saying it, Stevie said it, and Stevie is he's amazing. He's one of the sweetest men in the world. You know.
So when Stevie said that, did you feel a tremendous sense of a reassurance of brotherly love there?
Yes, I love Stevie Wonder. To me, he's a musical prophet, and I always love him. But a lot of people respect Stevie, and he's a very strong entity in this medium, in this business. And when he speaks, people listen. And it was wrong of Eminem to do what he did. I've been an artist most of my life doing what I do, and I've never attacked another fellow artist. Great artists don't do that. You know, you don't have to do that.
I mentioned Janet's, you know, fiasco and the exaggerated response to it. Once again, do you think he only did it because he knew he could get away with it because you're Michael Jackson?
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt, really. It's silly. It's kind of elementary. But I hope he's having fun.
It's like a poo-poo joke.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, still hurts your feelings, and you don't want your kids to see it.
Oh, God, I would hate it if they saw it. I would hate that.
Do you want them to know that?
To know about it? No.
Yeah. Finally, you know, we studiously avoided the case. We've not talked at all about the case that's pending. You're under this gag order. I know that you have received the permission from the judge to read a statement.
Yes.
You know, I hate to end an interview that way, but if you'd like to read that statement now, I think it's important.
Sure. In the last 2 weeks, a large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. Apparently, this information was leaked through transcripts in a grand jury proceeding where neither my lawyers nor I ever appeared. The information is disgusting and false. Years ago, I allowed a family to visit and spend time in Neverland. Neverland is my home. I allowed this family into my home because they told me their son was ill with cancer and needed my help. Through the years, I helped thousands of children who were ill or in distress. These events have caused a nightmare for my family, my children, and me. I never intend to place myself in so vulnerable a position ever again. I love my community, and I have great faith in our justice system. Please keep an open mind and let me have my day in court. I deserve a fair trial like every other American citizen. I will be acquitted and vindicated when the truth is told.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No. Yes, there's something. I would love to have the public's prayers for my children and myself.
Okay, buddy, you got it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.